move on to the next part of the program. This is the final stage of the presentation, is adoption. Adoption is a key part that we've talked about with a lot of you, and a lot of you have talked about how BroadSoft can help with driving the adoption of features. How can we help you with upselling and cross-selling across a variety of segments? So what we're going to show you now is we've taken our BroadCloud Channel Support System and built a visual dashboard that allows you to actually drill down into some of the data that is available in your BroadCloud Channel Support System. So I'd like to actually skip to the demo and show you a dashboard that actually looks at the business along the 3 vectors that we defined. So we have a sales tab, and in this example, what Alec is showing you is this is sample data. It's not any specific channel partners data. We've actually anonymized it, and we're showing you just a look at the business. So you have the ability to say, how are my sales looking by region? You can look at your sales. You can look at your installs. Alec, I think, can also show you between direct and indirect, how does the business look. Then when he scrolls down, it actually says you, what are you selling? You know, what's selling in the marketplace? Apparently, call queue agent is the thing we're selling the most. We're just giving you information from our BroadCloud Channel Support System. If you scroll back, Alec, let's just look at onboarding. You know, we talked about simplifying onboarding, but how do you measure this? What Alec is showing you is you look at the various metrics and you measure performance. You could set a benchmark on how do you get when a customer is a ported number as opposed to a non-ported number. How long does it actually take from the time they sign a contract to get up and running? And are you actually hitting your KPIs? It looks like May was a very bad month for this service provider. Let's scroll back and actually go to the adoption tab, which is the last part of the dashboard. Now in the adoption tab, you know, we talk about all of the features and all of the things that we want to launch, and sometimes we tend to provide all of these features in our products. But what we want to understand is how do people actually use UC? How do they use Team 1? Where do they use it? So on the left, you're looking at what devices are they actually using. So in this example, it looks like they're using desk phones a lot, which actually means that the apps are not being used as much as you'd like, and maybe that's an area you focus on. On the right-hand side, what you're actually seeing is apparently conference calling is very popular with all of the users in this user base. The one highlight I want to show you is while conference calling is being used a lot, look at screen sharing. Not as many people are using screen sharing, but the people who use screen sharing use it a lot. In fact, they use it more than once a day. So now that's a key insight you want to gain about the adoption, about the level of engagement that you have in the products. So we have a variety of metrics that we have, but you know, every time I talk to Scott, he always talks about, that's great, we have all the data, but what do you do with it? How do I drive insights and then create actionable insights for me as a business, and how do I drive that? So when I click on the Insights tab, I can quickly see my entire business, and in this case, you can see the spread of how are we across all of our segments, large, medium, small business, so on and so forth. Let's click actually, Alec, on the micro business segment for this because we showed that demo. So in this example, Alec picked both the SMB and micro business segment. You can see that's a majority of the business, right? That's where, as a partner, you are running most of your business and how it's distributed. But not only do you want to look at the segment, when you go a little deeper and you look at the vertical distribution, you see all the verticals that you are spread across from an industry code perspective. Alec, let's actually do a sort by, can you sort by industry so I can look at it better? So what Alec's doing here is going to show you the vertical distribution. Apparently, we're killing it in the healthcare space in this example. So when you look at the healthcare space, it's clear to you that something's going on in the healthcare vertical that we're doing very well with, but what exactly are we doing? For that, you have to drill further into the healthcare industry to see how are our customers in the segment that we have, if Alec clicks on it, using the product. So now we looked at the overall usage, but when you look at in this specific segment, you see that, again, there's a lot more usage of the desk phone. You're not using the apps as much, so we want to focus on that. But then more importantly, what you're seeing is on the right-hand side, the two key elements that resonate with this vertical are conference calling as well as screen sharing. In fact, screen sharing seems to be doing very well in this vertical. So what do we do with it? What is an actionable insight you can gain from it? It's great to have a lot of data. So what we did was took this data and we said, how would we work with a channel partner that is interested in this healthcare vertical? I had talked to you about how our digital platform and what we do with the BroadCloud Channel Support System is the ability to create landing pages as part of what we do for our partners. So we actually built a landing page that is targeted at the healthcare vertical. So what you're seeing here is it's the same product, it's the same information, it's the BroadSoft business, but we have now targeted the healthcare vertical. So we put a doctor on the screen with a phone and a stethoscope. But we also have chosen the key words. What Alec is showing you here, if you can just highlight that, Alec. We talked about conference calls. We saw that resonates with our marketplace. We see that screen sharing was important. So we're targeting and building campaigns based on the insights, based on the data that we derive from the BroadCloud Channel Support System. So it's really looking at it from an end-to-end perspective and then creating these insights is where we feel we can help our channel partners from an adoption and engagement perspective.